Well, this part's a little bit off the cuff, but when I was thinking about how abrasive Korra's personality is, Babylon 5, again, even though it's like beating a dead horse because I love that show, has many characters that have very strong on screen personalities. But the key difference is they have likable traits as well. Susan Ivanova can be caustic and abrasive, and but she turns it on its head by with her witty retorts and everything. But at the heart of her character, she's a woman that has a lot of secrets and vulnerabilities that it takes a while. Even closest friends, it'll take them a while to get past some of that to see like the amazing woman that's underneath all of this. But that's the difference between Babylon 5 and a lot of shows nowadays. Sure, your characters can have some flaws, but promote their virtues for God's sakes. Because people aren't just one collection of fuck ups. I might have a little rant later about something else, who knows. But yeah, headstrong characters. Korra, on paper, probably seemed like a decent concept, but in execution, nah. If anything, uh, God, yeah, they should have put something like Ivanova in Korra's position. Because again, have the character have some redeeming qualities. If she's headstrong, jumps into the thick of things without thinking about it, then have her have a big heart where maybe the reason why she jumps too quick is because her immediate reaction gets the best of her. Um, Kind of like, how early Gabrielle was so enthusiastic about things. I mean, she eventually gained wisdom and then that helped offset other things, but, yeah, have a balance. Korra is pissed off almost 24/7. She's the me, me, me mentality. She dated all of her friends and treated them like wet paper bags, basically. Again, I'll keep all my commentary stuff open below. Feel free to comment if you want. I don't mind. Unlike some big channels on YouTube, I don't censor my comments. Heck, I'll even leave the stuff up from like spammers or whatever. That's just the way it goes. We'll see if this channel ever gets that much traction. But yeah, it's not because Korra's a whammon or she's not white or whatever. She's just plain unlikable, okay? She's like the Karen sitting there with a wet paper bag belching at everyone like, look at me, I'm the avatar, you gotta deal with it. Well, yeah, you're the Karen, we don't have to deal with you. uh Back in my really ridiculous Tumblr days, like, I would basically, I camouflaged myself. Like, I let some of my politics out on there, but I pretended to like support certain things just so I wouldn't get a bunch of crazy people coming on to the blog slash Tumblr and like leave a bunch of screeching behind. But with Korra, it was all about, there was style over substance. Sure, it was neat that they had like mechs, like a kind of steampunk type of setup. Sure, but it pretty much diluted the original source material. And that's how you know that whatever sequel thing you have, if it dilutes the source material, it's like, why did you even bring that up in the first place? Which I'm starting to come to terms with, even with Blade Runner 2049. Did we really need it? No. Did it have style? Sure. But it didn't really have as much substance. I'm noticing a trend with Hollywood. Um, but as far as to get back to Babylon 5's characters, Jakar started out as a prickly, like very prickly asshole, um, who had flashes of kind of like a understanding in season 1, but it's really in season 2 where the guy starts to really have his big metamorphosis to become kind of like a warrior priest monk type of archetype, which is pretty damn badass. Um, Pretty much if you had to equate it, he's kind of like the Tenzin figure. for some of the other characters on Babylon 5. You know, he eventually becomes that way. Where Korra never really learned from her mistakes, you know, the characters on Babylon 5 had to learn. I mean, especially Londo Malari. Oh boy, that man made so many mistakes later on in his career. But I guess that's the difference between good storytelling and storytelling that we got with Korra. It, I know it seems like a one-trick pony, but yeah, just look at any of the older stories, any of the older shows, and you'll see there's a marked difference. They didn't care about on the sleeve diversity, on the sleeve identity, on the sleeve politic values and stuff. They just first and foremost, even if some of these creators were more progressive in their ideals, they cared about the story. So that's the big difference. Like they're not trying to hit check marks with Stargate or Babylon 5 or even the old Battlestar Galactica. I mean, because man, yeah, sure, it had a apocalyptic beginning, but that series is a lot more optimistic than the reimagined series. So there's that. Oh God, I really do wish I had like a million followers to where I could be like, these are some really good books. Look at this direction. Look at all the superversive, hopeful stuff. It's because again, real life is already crummy enough as it is, and why would people want to be reminded of that? It's almost like self-flagellation syndrome where it's like, oh yes, our real world is shitty, so we have to have all our art reflect the real world. No, get away from that stuff. Make reading fun again. In fact, I'll be covering some other things later because I'm recording. I'm going to be recording stuff about the stars entwined and the stars and the sunder. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm probably saying things wrong because I don't have enough coffee, but that's okay. Uh, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. Like, just make likable protagonists. They don't have to be cunts like Korra.